It's a time! Yo, welcome back. So in this video we're going to be doing a little bit of a chit chat about maybe still the best option to plug and play retro gaming slash light gun retro shooter with the Reaper new model. So the retro shooter released many different devices now, but it's still one of those maybe affordable ways to play. But let's check out this new model and if it's going to be any good or even better. So when it comes to the retro shooter itself, there are many different solutions out there. But the retro shooter is one of those kits you can pick up that actually has everything. So I just wanted to take a close look at this brand new model, and they also went for the colors that is actually similar to the old school Namco arcade days. So one of the things I find absolutely appealing to these, let's say, light gun solutions, that everything what you're going to be needing when it comes to this is going to be implementing on the light gun itself. When it comes to the joystick, the two buttons, but also adding new ones, for example having buttons at the side over here. So we're going to be having an option to map more and more features. Having the overall pink one over here, and I can tell you that slider is absolutely really satisfying. Nevertheless, we're going to be having everything inside of this package. It's going to be also a slightly different configuration because normally we're having a hub, but I'm guessing and understanding we don't need that anymore. We're having the fish launch like upgrade that's going to be implementing in the kit. So if you're going to be needing to actually have this, you know, having a different configuration with a bigger screen, you can actually use those. And okay, cool, we're having a retro shooter. What I understand of is like when it comes to, let's say, the plug and play situation, we actually do have like a console. It contains games, not like a lot, but we're going to be having a couple of them. That's what we're going to be checking out today. There's HDMI so we can plug it in. It comes with the pedals. The pedals are actually made by, like say, the simple plastic overall configuration, but they do absolutely just great. So over here we're going to be having some basic explanation. So they did a great job with that. Power supply, and I can tell you, man, this is absolutely one massive brick. 24 volts, 4 amps. And also I noticed like the connection are slightly different now because we do have like a different configuration. So we're having the sensors that we're going to be connecting, and we're going to be putting it in the corners. The HDMI cable and an extra pedal. And in here we're going to be having all of the cables, because this is like a different configuration where we're actually going to be connecting, and what I so call it a DC link. We're going to be connecting two of the USB-Cs to the connection and then DC linking to the other one. The cables itself are just like the woven cables that we've seen with some of the, let's say, solutions, but what I find absolutely genius, that we do have the option for different kind of connections. USB, like always, of course, communication, but we're going to be having the options for using different kind of power supplies. We still have the old one, so if you have the hub installed, you can actually use this way, or we're going to be having this particular, like say, plug. So we're going to be having all kinds of different ways. So they thought about everything. So when it comes to communication, we're having these jumpers underneath, and here we can actually set up which controller or which light gun, or it's not like actually light gun, but which light gun actually is going to be having different kind of players. So if you want to use this one for player 1 and for player 2, you can just change it out if you want to. With the CRT, that's actually why the light gun situation came from, with the flashing, and that's actually what's going on. We don't have that because with an LCD that we're going to be using, and that's actually why we're going to be using sensors, so we exactly know where you're going to be aiming your semi/light gun retro shooter. They thought about everything. I mean, when you're going to be looking into the way how you can assemble it, if you want to use screws, you can actually do that. So they're having these brackets, you don't actually need to use them if you don't need them. But what you're going to do actually, like this is the way how you're going to be positioning, like on your monitor. The other one's going to be down there, and the other one's going there. But of course we're not going to be using it like that, it will fall off fairly easy. But also going to be having double-sided tape and everything is included. But I'm going to be using something different. I am going to be using these poster clays. These things from Prit, you have different brands. We need to make sure that some of them are like really, yeah, how do you say? Different, smoothie. Like if you're going to be putting it on the position over here, I'm going to be doing it by one hand. The other one's falling down there. But you can just squeeze them up and they will stay on there. It's perfect. Yeah. So when it comes to the cabling itself, they did one thing that is absolutely genius with this new model. And you know, we have at the side over here, so what you're going to be doing is actually putting the cable, USB-C there, DC link to the other one. But what they now actually did is Also having connection at the back. This is going to be saving you a lot of cable nightmare, because now we can just plug it in the back. Woohoo! Cable nightmare done. But I actually wanted to showcase that if you're going to be putting them over here at the back, it is possible that it's going to be pulling a little bit out the sensor itself. Also remove all of the brackets, because I'm not going to be needing that. So this is actually the positioning, a lot of cables. And of course, if you're going to be using at the back over here, you can do it a little bit more smoother. You can actually get yourself like all cable nightmare and putting it in good overall position. But again, just for the video, I just wanted to showcase that's how you're going to be connecting it. So what is also very interesting is that when you're going to be looking at, let's say, the configuration, and it's kind of confusing, is that, so first of all, we're going to be using this plug over here, so to automatically get the 24 volt, I'm guessing, so not the 12 volt. Yeah, it seems to be. Nevertheless, this is what I'm getting, and if you're going to be connecting, it seems they're having a recall functionality at the front, but they also have the option to actually use these. I'm going to be for using these ones, but you know, it's kind of confusing, this situation, but I understand that this is of course in the general concept they actually had. So USB 3 will be plugged into here, and what we're going to be doing, using play 1 USB, play 2 USB, and then power from here. Another way you can do is connecting the main power lines on top here at the back and going to be DC linked in to the other one over there. Wow, that game makes a lot of noise. Alright, everything is connected, and let's take a close look at the menu itself, because they changed out, or actually they upgraded the system itself. But the overall system is upgraded when it comes to the server part now. Different games. We're having over here Quadrealm Marksman, Warehouse Target, Wild West Shooting Gallery, and we're going to be having Critical Hit and the Grand Shooter demo. It's quite unfortunate that it's still in demo, because the Grand Shooter that we have seen with the previous box was a lot of fun. So when it comes for connectivity of the controller itself, I already mentioned before that we're going to be having these dip switches underneath. So in this case, the blue one is player 1. So all of the sensors have been connected. We need to have like a certain distance. We need to activate the system itself. So when it comes to the games, we do have all kinds of different ones. So what is interesting is that actually when booting up the overall system, it does actually work now, but with getting into the game, it will actually communicate with the internal electronics and will actually know when you're going to be reloading and everything. So sometimes if you're going to be getting into the game itself, it actually vibrates now. So it's going to be activated. The LEDs actually power on. You can see it doesn't do anything. For the simple reason, because now it will communicate with the software itself. So we're getting into a little bit of gaming with like point blank situation. So having battle mode, arcade mode. The games are similar to, I want to say, Flash games. Some of them are looking really good. So for example, having the West Story. So graphical wise, they did a great job. The overall gameplay, it's simple. Let's put it that way. With some really wicked music. Oh yeah. Yee-ha! Howdy, partner. So first of all, so when you're going to be looking into this first game, what you're getting is just a simple game. Bulls are running around. We're going to be having 2 types of bulls, and that's it. So when it comes to gameplay, we don't have a cursor. So what I understand of, maybe some games you can activate it, but we're going to be just playing a little bit. So the first game is like super easy. So it's kind of cool, like the rumble function itself works quite well. I need to have a little bit of distance of the monitor itself. And actually the gun is empty. You can actually, it will reload automatically with this particular game, but some it will automatically stay in this position. So that's pretty cool. And the overall accuracy of this particular gun is absolutely great. I love it that all the LEDs communicate with the software. So this is absolutely a massive improvement when it comes to that. But let's move into the next game. So moving into the Warehouse Target and see how that game is. So loading through different games, it takes up a little bit of time because you need to load up like the main menu, you need to load up the game itself. But let's see, we have some little bit loading times over here, but this is what it is, but not to the point it's getting annoying. Warehouse Target, released in 2024 seems to be, okay. And let's power on the game. And let's see if there's going to be something any good. So graphical wise, this looks quite nice. Oh, I need to get used to the gun. See, this one I mean, that's kind of cool. It's interesting to see that we're going to be needing to actually move from the screen. But I would need to have like a lot of distance when it comes to, let's say, the gameplay itself. So let's check it out. So I'm moving the camera now because I need to be a very far distance, at least a meter, for actually having a good overall accuracy because of the 4 sensors. But it's going to be different of the size you're using and everything else. It's kind of unfortunate that I can't use the button at the side, but then I miss, I know. Okay. A quite basic game, and the overall gameplay itself is similar to the Bulls. So let's take a close look at the Wild West Shootout Gallery. Okay, that was interesting. So we're going to be having arcade, head-to-head and challenge mode. So that's pretty cool that have like all kinds of different modes in the game itself. It's absolutely a great overall improvement. So the overall situation is different. With this, we can actually reload fairly easy. Okay, there we go. Getting the hang of it. So what is interesting that we cannot use the left button for reloading, but we can use the right one, by the way. Okay, it seems to be I already messed it up. So what I needed to do is shoot those barrels that come by. But you know the overall idea, it's similar to the situation that we have seen before. There we go. But that's it, what you're going to be doing with this third game actually. Yeah! Next up, having Critical Hit is another game. I have no idea what to expect from here. So seems to be this is the latest one, if I need to believe the date actually underneath. But let's see what's going on. We're having different difficulties. Okay, so let's go with the normal mode over here. Recoil doesn't do anything. Okay, so we do have like mini games. Oh, this is absolutely a point blank game. Or kind of a point blank game. So let's see what's going on. If this is going to be a good point blank ripoff, it would be absolutely a great addition. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, this is similar that we have seen before with, let's say, some of the arcade machines I have here nearby. So graphical wise it's simple, nothing very fancy. Oh, this is a nasty one. But I'm really curious with Critical Hit, what's going on. So the idea what they wanted to do with the system is having their own kind of games. And if the quality is good enough, similar to the old school stuff, all of the hostages are looking the same. There's a little bit of a downside. Oh, that's a very nasty one. Let's see, I can reload like that. There we go. But this is how it goes for some time. It's a little bit of a simple gameplay. And my opinion is this takes way too long. If you're looking at the point blank games, they're like super fast action. And that's what I love about it. So Grand Shooter is absolutely an awesome game. I'm just going to be playing with a revolver. I think it would be so cool if they have like different kind of, let's say, light guns you can actually buy. I know they released the MX-24 some time ago. But this is absolutely the graphical most coolest game to actually have on this system itself. So it would be awesome to have like the Grand Shooter full game on here, not a demo. But this is more like a virtual cop kind of a game, slash maybe. And of course we can use a button over here for actually reloading. What I love about it, then it's going to be staying in this position to the point if you're going to be reloading and to actually go back. I think it's absolutely a very cool feature. So when it comes to the graphical part and the gameplay, this is one of the fun ones actually to check out. So where the other ones are just basic overall games. The retro shooter has returned and they did absolutely a better job now with having more like a plug and play solution with different kind of games. So I must say that the 4 games in this particular menu over here are a little bit of the same. You know, there's nothing like something fancy. They look good and they are like a lot of fun. The Grand Shooter, that's absolutely the best one when it comes to the graphical part. It gives me like a little bit of Virtual Cop / Time Crisis vibe. However, when it comes to this particular solution, we can do so much more cool things about it. I just wanted to do an unboxing with you guys, and maybe we can do some in-depth videos in the future. Thank you all for watching, and it will be great to see you in the next video.